Sweet. All right. All right, whatever. What's up, y'all? Taylor Exchange here, coming at you with another video. If you're new to the channel, my name's Sean. I'm part-time reseller in North Texas. I'm here to show you how I make money selling things online. Today's video, I got a reseller friend, Kiser. He's reseller on the road. Go ahead and follow him. And I'm going to mute that. There we go. Anyway, so Kiser's with us. Kiser, dude, tell us what you're all about, man.
So my name's Reseller on the Road on YouTube, and that's pretty much the perfect name because that's basically exactly what I do. I buy and sell, mostly sell on eBay. I do a little bit Amazon as well. I got a pawn shops, thrift stores, just about anywhere I can find good deals. And right now I'm on a road trip. I've been gone for 12 days, and I'm all the way in Virginia. I started in Arkansas where I live, but yeah, I'm finding some good stuff.
Dude, that is crazy, man. So, like, I've been following a lot of people. I've been doing YouTube for a couple months now, and I was trying to find, kind of people my age, because I spent the first part of the year that I started reselling last year learning about it. I was watching the bigger channels, trying to figure out, like, how the reselling works, like what to buy, what to sell, how much to spend, how fast am I going to make the money. And then I came across your channel, and you're sitting in your truck, and I was just like, who's this guy with the long hair? And you had like a vintage Pepsi flat bill. And I was just like, dude, this dude's great, man. Like, I need to know what he's all about. And, we did a little comment game where we're like back and forth and talking about, like, oh, great pickup, great find, whatever. And then next thing you know, you said, I think I asked you like how you know so much about glasses, because that's like one of your main items in your store. Mm-hmm. And you're like, well, I've been doing this for like years, but then you're like 21 or 22.
21 right now.
21. So I was counting the years on my fingers, and I was like, oh, that means you started when you were like in high school, right?
Yeah. I think I started like the first time I listed something was probably like 13. So
13 years?
I wasn't selling a whole lot back then, just going to garage sales. But I mean, in probably junior year of high school, I probably started making some pretty good money doing it.
Okay. Oh, let me give a couple shout outs, man. I have a couple people in the chat. We have Taylor Bell, Greg Stewart, Chelsea Sunshine. We have Philly Picker and Tri Flipper Bryans. How's it going, everybody? Thanks for joining us on a Friday, man. I am amped up right now. Like, couple of reasons I'm amped. One, I got Streamyard to work. And two, the Bears, if you can see over my shoulder, that's actually my jacket I bought last year when they beat Dallas. Yeah, that's my team, dude. And they whooped the Bucks. It was a close game, but they like dominated Tom Brady. And I was glad to see that dude go down, even though he's really handsome and he's won a ton of Super Bowls. Nonetheless, he deserved to get beat, and he did. So I appreciate you guys showing up, joining the stream. I got Kiser on, and we're going to talk about reselling.
Arkansas, we just won our first conference football game in 3 years.
What are you talking about?
For football.
For who? Arkansas. Oh, Arkansas. Oh.
Yeah, that's where I'm from. Yeah, so
that's right.
We had 3 bad seasons, and we finally got a new coach, and we won last Saturday. We beat Mississippi State.
Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah.
LSU, so.
Okay. So, okay. Yeah, dude. Right. I didn't know you're a football fan. See, that's another thing. Like, I know you did. You said only college football? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, you said you did like snowboarding and like, I think we talked about wakeboarding before.
Yeah.
But I didn't know you're a football fan, dude. Even better, man. Even better.
Football and basketball.
Okay. Are you following like the finals?
No. I just mostly watch Arkansas. I don't like the NBA as much, or I don't know. And I mean, I could choose a team, but in Arkansas, there's nothing anywhere within hardly 5 hours besides like Dallas is about the only.
Okay. So you spend a lot of time driving. Like, do you listen to resellers? Do you watch all my videos while you drive?
I don't have unlimited Wi-Fi, so.
Okay. Yeah.
I used to like the podcast, and then if I get like tired at all in the car, like just like a conversation more like that keeps you awake more. So.
Yeah, I hear you.
A little more alert, I guess.
Yeah, Greg's got a question for you. I'll throw it up. He's asking where you're at, man. Where are you at?
Beach right now.
You're in where?
Virginia Beach.
Virginia Beach, dude. So what would you say is like your best spot to thrift? Like, cause you've been, I guess, like a few states in that area around Arkansas,
Oh, I've been everywhere, just about.
like coast to coast.
This was my first time. I've been to like Florida, but last night I got here to Virginia, and it's the first time I've ever been on like the East Coast besides like Florida.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I drove all the way to California a few years ago and thrifted there. So I've done thrifted almost every state now, besides the ones up northeast.
Yeah. There probably wouldn't be as many sunglasses up north. Like when you say you sell glasses, you've said, I think it was on Cat's stream where you said you had like 700 pairs of glasses in your store.
Yeah, probably pretty close to that because I have
So
like over 1,000 listings. So
dang, 1,000 listings. So would you,
yeah.
okay. And then a bunch of them are glasses. Are they like glasses, like spectacles, or are they like sunglasses, like shades?
It's a mix. Sunglasses. I sell them as frames. You know, if the lens is a prescription.
Yeah, I saw you on a couple of those.
And then like eyeglasses, vintage stuff, all kinds of glasses. But
Okay. Yeah, dude. I've like tried to check out glasses. One problem I have is like it's rubbed off, So it's like really hard to read it. And I'm sure you only need to see a few letters and you're like, okay, well, I kind of know what these are. But how do you overcome that? Like just gotta get lucky searching them.
I mean, you can get it like in the light at the right angle. Sometimes you can still see and make it out a little bit. And then like certain brands do that worse than others. So like there's these eye bobs. They're like prescription or not prescription. They're high-end reading glasses.
Mm-hmm.
So just they have like the plus and they go up, the 20.25 increments. So it's just reading glasses that people wear.
Yeah.
But they're like, I sell them for like $40 a use. So they put the strength on the end of the frame and that wears off a lot. So like if that's worn off, I can't sell them as readers. They just are normal glasses. But I don't know. That probably didn't really answer your question. But that does affect me. Like the numbers.
I guess how many pieces of information do you do? Could you sell a pair of glasses, like a pair of sunglasses that you don't know the brand? Could you just say like black frame sunglasses with like dark tint?
Like probably wouldn't sell very good unless it's vintage.
Okay.
Like newer stuff's only going to sell with a good brand associated with it.
And you said something before. I think you said if it's plastic, like made in China, it's probably not that good.
There's a few China brands like Warby Parker. They're not worth a ton, but they're worth $20 to $40. There's a few brands, but for the most part, the China stuff. There is some good stuff, but
probably like anything else. I guess.
Taiwan. I've never found a pair of Taiwan. And usually the vintage stuff is made there, like the junk.
Mm-hmm.
You want Italy, Japan, Germany.
All right.
Just like luxury stuff.
Okay, so I picked up something. I was going to talk to you about it. I bought a pair of shoes for $3 at a garage sale on the way to the lake. I was going real fast, and it had like this issue on it that I thought I could like clean off of it, and it didn't really work out. But I looked inside, and it had like these soles.
Oh yeah.
Put it up close so you can read it. That Power Step. So I think brand new they were selling for like 60, like 50, 60. And I think used the inserts. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. I've
so
sold,
what do you know about them?
Forget the brand. There's one brand that I've sold. Oh, Superfeet.
Superfeet. Okay.
Superfeet. And they sell okay used. They used to get like $30 for just the insoles, but if you like separate it from the shoes, then you've got a pair of shoes missing insoles, and a lot of times it's better just to sell it together.
Yeah, I may keep them in case I find a pair of shoes, like running shoes that doesn't have them, but I don't know if those are really if it's for a certain type of foot, but because the shoe isn't like eBay worthy, I'm just going to put it in a garage sale. I'll just sell them without it. But I don't know. I saw you had a video with some inserts. I think it was the Superfeet one that you were talking about. And I was like, I was about to put them in I call it like my garage sale death pile. It's like a duffel bag with like a bin and just a bunch of junk. Not really junk, just not, I try to sell like 25 to 30 at a minimum on my eBay store. But I'm going to have a big garage sale probably before it gets like too cold, and hopefully can get rid of a lot of that stuff. I just always feel like I need to have like a good amount for a garage sale, But I hate looking at it because it always
reminds me like one table of stuff.
Yeah, dude. Because like I don't know about you, like a lot of people drive by your garage sale, right? They do the
Yeah.
drive by, they like
Yeah.
peek, and they're kind of like, and they just like
Yeah.
take off, and you're just like, wait, come back, man. Like, come buy my stuff. I don't do that anymore. Like I used to do that. If I see like a bunch of baby stuff, I kind of do it. But man, there are some garage sales I've gone to that I didn't think they had anything. Say again.
If you see too many things that are pink, it's
yeah, it's probably like the baby clothes stuff with the kid stuff. But man, I've come across some where it's just like you don't know. There could be something just sitting there, and it's almost I don't know. It's kind of like it's worth for me. Like I won't take the GoPro because I do the GoPro on the backpack, and then it's in the back seat of my car. So when I get out of my car, I grab it, and I was gonna say, hang on a second. Greg said, "Haven't watched your speeding ticket video yet. Hope they don't get you too bad, man. Glad that big deal worked out for you, though. Like, what is that?"
I was going to make a deal with this guy yesterday, and I got pulled over. They got me on the interstate, but I was going like 18 over.
What?
And in North Carolina.
Highway?
What?
18 on the highway?
Yeah.
You're excited to get to that deal, right? That's the one you've been like waiting on, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm always speeding, so.
Oh, geez.
But,
that's how you get to the places so fast.
Yeah. But, I mean, I don't know. So, in North Carolina, they have like a mandatory court appearance for that.
Okay.
So, I did like one of the apps where you can hire like a lawyer for a ticket. It was like $150 to do that. And then he wants me to do a defensive driving course, like a 4-hour thing. And that's like another $75. But that's probably, I mean, like the ticket they said it's a misdemeanor. Like,
well, I think in 25, or in Texas, 25 is a super speeder ticket.
Yeah.
But 18 on a highway, I mean.
Yeah, I don't even think that's too. I think I was going faster than that right before they got me. So.
Oh yeah. Dang, dude.
Yeah.
So, are you just gonna like I don't know? You said you hired a lawyer at 150, and then you're gonna do the defense driving. Is that online, or do you have to like go to?
Yeah, it's an online course, and it's 75.
Oh, and that's 75. And then the ticket's like 2 something, or does that take care of it?
I think they can get the ticket off probably.
Oh, I got you.
I mean, I'd rather pay the money to anyone but the state.
Yeah, I kind of hear you about that, dude. I had a ticket, and I had to go to a Pizza Hut on a Saturday, and it was like 6 people, and then you pay $60 or whatever, and you get it taken care of, and you do the class, and then you eat pizza like after you're done. It was super cool. I don't know though. I mean, it wasn't like that cool, but it was kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? I talked to some shady taxi cab drivers though while I was there. They were pretty crazy. Okay, dude, show me something you got. You said you spent $1,600 today. Yesterday.
Yeah.
$1,600.
To see. I made $2,200 on that camera sale.
Okay, yeah.
I had like all those $100 bills, so that's I usually do everything on my credit card, but I was spending those. Yeah, it was almost $1,600. I think it was like 15 something, but yeah.
So it kind of gets away from you when you have that much cash, right? It's like, I gotta spend it. It's probably safer for you.
I would have bought anyways, but let's see what I got today.
Yeah.
I got this toner. Every toner I look up is almost always not worth buying.
Yeah.
But this one apparently is. And they're usually opened and stuff. So I probably haven't found like a really good toner in like a year. So it's not something I find very often, but that was $6 and that's like 90 or 100.
Yeah.
So
HP.
I
know all about that toner, man. Repairing copiers. God, it's the worst, dude. It's the worst.
You ever found any old phone cameras like this?
I
haven't
come across one like that. Not with the top thing, the flash.
It's a Canon F1. So this is it's the viewfinder. It's not the one that came stock on it.
Oh, got you.
So that by itself would be about $80.
Okay.
But then I wouldn't have a viewfinder, and it doesn't have the stock one. So I'm gonna pull those together.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I paid $50 for that. It's gonna be about $160, I think.
Okay, so 50 into 160. Is that 160 like out the door for the buyer?
Yeah, that'll be free shipping. 160.
160.
Yeah.
Okay. So is that pretty much what you would do? Like a third? Would that be like the lowest? Like you would say more
So
than a 50 for that. Would 50? Would
I want to get like one. I don't know. I want a little bit more than double on a 50, but like if I'm doing like 100, I would want probably 230 or so.
okay, because the risk and the money
Enough
being
to just about like I want to make at least 90 on a $100 purchase, at least 90 profit.
hmm.
But like the more I'm spending, I might be able to accept a little bit less. But I really don't ever like to do less than right about double.
I got you. I got you. Yeah, Derek, what's up, man? Great job joining the stream. We're just talking about some of the items Kiser's picked up. This is the first StreamYard for me, man. I got to figure it out. It took a while, though. Let me tell you some of the hurdles, guys. I had like 2 videos on my laptop, and this is on the desktop too. And then I had like 3 folders full of the month's worth of photos because I save them after that thing that happened last year where eBay like took down some photos or something happened and everyone lost their listing photos. So I keep them on, and I had like 50 or 60 gigs on the desktop of my laptop, and it couldn't handle the StreamYard Plus trying to send the link to Kiser on another window. So I had to he was like, dude, what's going on, man? And I was like, I can't figure it out. Like, hang on a minute. And I was trying to just clean up my laptop so it could process all the stuff, and finally got it though. So, hey, I'm glad you're here, man.
I still have all my eBay photos on my phone just because I don't upload them to eBay. I just save them to my phone and then
do it that way.
But it's a 256 gig, so it's got some space.
Yeah, that might be more on my laptop, dude. I don't know, man. I didn't I bought this laptop so impulsively. I did not expect to be doing YouTube. I just didn't know about videos and anything like that. So I just jumped at it. +1 thrifting in the house. Glad you could join us. Thank you. That's kind of a crazy photo you got, but that's cool. I'm glad you're here. And Brian, what's going on, man? Glad you could jump in, dude. We're doing good, man. Talking about the week. Kiser's on a big trip. I myself have just been super stoked because the Bears, man, they're 4-1. They're kicking butt. I got the jacket up there. I always wear that when they win. I bought it last year from eBay. And dude, I love football. I'm a huge fan. I mean, my dad and I we get so excited. I don't know. I'm still excited from last night's game, dude. I could barely sleep. Let me show you something I got. So I went to the flea market and it was kind of terrible, but I found this flight suit. Now this flight suit's pretty cool. It's got the full bird colonel rank, and right now their ranks are patches, right? And they get them sewn on. That one's actually a hard little piece of metal. I don't know what it is, but then it has the plastic around it. I paid $5 for that. And when I put in the listing, instead of just putting the model of the flight suit, I'm actually going to put Halloween in the title because I think that's going to be a pretty good keyword for this time of year. A lot of people pilot's such an easy costume. You just jump into it. I tried it on. It's a little tight. Some of them pilots are shorter, the fighter pilots. So I cannot wear it this year, although that would be cool. And I probably need to list it pretty soon. I already took photos last week of it when I got it, and I just still haven't listed it because I don't know. I'm not really sure why I haven't listed it. I don't know. Sometimes I get lazy, man. I bulk list. I don't know. Some people list every day 5 items, but I pretty much just list try to 20 or 30 in one day, and then I'll chill out and just buy things strategically. I don't have a lot of time because I do work full time. I repair copiers, and the owner of that company has a woman that he partners with, and she does furniture installations for colleges, the courthouse, the jails, a bunch of big establishments. And then I get pulled off of my duties to help her. So I was doing a lot of that this week, which is cool. And I like to source, Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. I'm going garage sailing tomorrow. I don't know about you guys. I guess you're always buying, man. You're always on the road, just drifting around, popping into an easy pond, spending $300. That's how I envision your life. And you've been doing this full time, since you graduated?
Well, so I went to college for a year, and then 6 months in, I kind of was I don't know if I want to do this. So I didn't really try that second semester, and then I was done. So, but I had it pretty good because there's it's just the cheapest university in Arkansas. It's right. It's not even a community college. It's actually a 4-year. I wasn't gonna have to pay much at all, but I don't know. I decided not to go through it. I would have been a senior this year.
Okay. Man, I've kind of thought like, dude, what if I was just like, all right, college so and so, I'm Sean and I have a resellers like class. Like I'd like to
Mhm.
teach people, and it'd probably just like destroy my buying ability in this town. But I think that'd be pretty cool. If like there was a class like that, I guess, and you're able to find it like that, like drew you in. Cause I was so sucked into eBay because I loved going to garage sales. Like my wife and I
Yeah.
furnished our house with a lot of garage sale type items. We didn't have a lot of money early on. And then all of a sudden she's like, we're not going this weekend. And I was kind of upset and I got on YouTube and I just typed in garage sale and I didn't even get on YouTube very often. And I think Cincinnati Pickers video came up and I watched it and I was like, oh, people actually film a garage sale. Like, what's the point? Like, it was exciting, but I was like, what's the point of that? And then all of a sudden he was back at his place showing what he's going to list. And I was like the light bulb just like went off, I was like, dude, I definitely can do that. And I've had a lot of fun doing it, man. Let's see. We have Jennifer Hayes in the chat. What's up, Jen? She's so cool. She drops links for everybody in the reselling community on YouTube, it seems. Plus One Thrifting says you got some advice on Streamyard on Tuesday. You're going to interview somebody about it. If we want to check it out, that might be cool. It seems, I don't know. It seems pretty like cut and dry. My laptop couldn't freaking handle it. Like it was terrible. So it's doing pretty well right now though. Brian says, I don't do garage sales much. I think I may go tomorrow. Man, I don't know. Like it's the thrill of the hunt, but at the same time, like people have such an urge to like get rid of stuff. If you just pick up an item and like just look at it and then look at them and then look back at the item and then think about putting it down, they may just throw out like $1 or something. And yeah, a lot of times people just want to get rid of stuff, so you can really find some home run items at garage sales, I think.
Yeah. I don't ever really go when I'm on the trips because it's like, I mean, I've tried and I don't know, it's really hard when you don't know the city. So, and when I do it at home, I don't really like doing like the yard sale treasure map thing. I like to, I don't know, like have you done that where it just maps out everything?
Dude, not really. I just made Jen a mod, first mod ever on Taylor Exchange. So go ahead, Jen, do your thing. Anyway, a little distracted there. You're talking about like the reseller treasure map or like just those apps that you can put in all the addresses and create like a list on your phone.
And it puts them all on the map, which is kind of nice because it kind of gives you an idea of maybe how many there are going to be. But tons that don't use that. But like you can keyword search like for video games or whatever, and I don't know. It's just not fun to me to find out what you're going to be getting before you're there. I don't know. I just
like you want like a full on mystery, like
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so for me, kind of old school, man. I just get like pen and paper, and like tonight I'll just go to like Craigslist, Facebook, to even like the newspaper in this town. And the newspaper, I just figured out they had a website. I found like 17 and Craigslist had 5. And I was just like, why didn't I know about this? Who still reads the newspaper? I didn't even know there's an online newspaper. So yeah, it's one of those things. And I know my town pretty well. So I just like break it up in sections of the city. And as far as like going out of town, I've wanted to, but
how big's your town?
Say again?
How big's your town? Like how many people?
A little over 100,000 was the last, 10 years ago. So it's probably like 120-ish. Do it.
What city is it?
Wichita Falls, Texas. So they call it like Texoma because it's like Oklahoma and Texas. It's like right there, like 20, 30 minutes away, I think. Yeah. But yeah, so like I go to Dallas for my wife's my in-laws, or my wife's dad and stepmom. And, you can go to Dallas and thrift for hours, like days, really.
I do like 4 or 5 days usually.
I definitely go there and thrift while I'm there, right? Like now that I've been reselling. But as far as like a dedicated trip, I have a reseller, Kelly. He should be in the chat right now. I don't know if he is or not. I didn't tell him we were going live, but he is he's now my competition / like companion. So he always wants to go on like a trip, right? And I'm always like, no, because I just don't. I don't know, man. Like I'm not ready to drop like 500 or 1,000 on inventory just because of this stage of my life with the vehicles we've bought recently. And I like press the gas on eBay and then I like let off because I want to like do YouTube and now that football is going, right? Like I'm watching the full Bears game and then usually Sunday Night Football. And then I'm getting like sucked into this YouTube channel called Bears Hour Live. And dude, it is so much fun, dude. They are like spot on, and they like cuss too. So it's kind of like, I don't know, dude. It's just like exactly what I want to hear as a fan, and they're like crazy fans. So I'm gonna try to like get on one of their lives. They have like 600 to 1,000 people live when they go after the game. So I don't know if I can get on, but I'm gonna definitely try. Real quick, couple people in the chat. We got Sumo Thrift. What's up, man? How's it going? We got Blood, Sweat, and Swell. Blood, Sweat, and Sell. He's talking to Try right there. Try, you're a popular man in my chat, dude. You might be a mod after all, dude. Nah, I ain't gonna do it, dude. I'm just gonna have Jen do it. She's like the queen of dropping links, so that's kind of what we're gonna stick with right now. You know, there's 13 people watching. We got like a few likes, which I'm gonna like my own video. I don't know if you guys do that as creators, but I always do that first like on the video, and then I'll drop the comment and like my own comment. Call it shameless, but you know what? I'm just trying to boost it up a little bit. So let's see. You bought a couple items. You're showing the camera. You showed the toner. Do you got anything else on that bed, man?
Yeah, I've got a flat iron.
Now, is that for you or is that to sell?
Well, it's to sell. The lady asked, "Do you straighten your hair?" I said, "No."
You should have like plugged it in and started trying it, and then be like, you know what? I think I'll buy this. Where'd you buy that? Was it a garage sale or?
Was that a Salvation Army?
Salvation Army.
But there's like this. It's called the Chi Turbo, and Chi's a good brand. But normally it's like, I guess, 1 inch wide. This part here. Yeah. And this one's the 2 inch wide one. I can't. I'm like backwards on the computer, so I keep pointing to the wrong spots. But so that one's worth like $50, maybe $60. But the regular
one, for it, like $5.
I owe $6.
$6? Okay. 6 into 50 all day long, man. What's the lowest you would accept for that?
I don't do best offers, but like people still offer me money all the time through messages, and then you know, I'll sometimes work a little bit with them, but usually I just price it and let it sit for the most part.
Really? Do you have items that you've had on there for like over a year or two?
Yeah.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I have, you know, the account that I'm on right now is only about 2.5, maybe 3 years old. So there's stuff that I still have that's fairly early on in that. Not a whole lot of stuff, but I sometimes will run a 15% off sale on my oldest 500 items.
Wow. And you said you had a little over 1,000, right?
Yeah, it was like well over 1,100 before this trip, but I've been selling stuff and haven't been listing as fast.
Dang. So you try to sell it like while you're on the road, like the closest post office, or you have like a few packing material?
Yeah. So I have I bring bubble wrap. I can buy boxes and stuff. I've got like a whole bin of I carry all kinds of stuff in there.
That looks like a massive shower caddy.
I've got my scale here.
There you go.
I keep dropping stuff out of this thing too.
Yeah, because sometimes them items sell right away, man. If you price it dead on. Yeah, you got your Dymo there. That's the XL, right?
Yeah. It's the 4XL. Yeah.
Okay, that's the big dog. Dude, I'm like praying, not really praying, I don't really pray, but I'm like really hoping that Santa comes through with a Rolo. Like I told my mom and dad about it. I've got like a giant commercial freaking copier right here, and it like I turn it on and the lights flicker in my bedroom, and I'm like, come on, man. So like I'm definitely trying to upgrade.
I have a Rolo as well at home.
Yeah.
So that's what's hooked up, and this is like my travel printer. And if I do like Amazon labels, because they're like a different size, the Rolo can only do 4x6.
Right. Yeah.
So, but this thing will like, I don't know, it'll mess up sometimes, and it'll keep spitting out labels. I don't know. There's just a lot of, this one messes up more, I think.
You think so? Yeah, dude. I've been trying, like, I don't know. I was looking at some reviews about the Rolo, and then I was like, not really trying. Because, I mean, I just bought like 1,000 labels, right? Like, I used the like the adhesive ones, you know, with 2 on each one. So, yeah, I was like, well, I'll just wait and like run through these and then eventually buy it. And I've been doing a lot of upgrades, but I think the Rolo is pretty good, man. People have been talking, like, saying good things about it.
I went straight from like cutting out labels, you know, on a sheet of paper, and then having to take them down.
Dude, the guy, the gentleman, his name's Bill. He told me about reselling. He still handwrites it, and he does like the free stickers, and he's just like, hey, it saves money, man. And he puts a white towel on his bed, and that's how he does his photos, man. And he makes quite a bit of money, so it really doesn't make a big difference.
He still prints out labels or no?
No, he handwrites the address. Like,
And
he
then
hand,
pay for the post office?
yeah, he'll just take it up, or he'll go to the kiosk. Maybe, I don't know, dude. He's taking a long time to
That's
do
a
it.
lot of time.
But I think his wife actually doesn't work, and she does like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But Blood, Sweat, and Cell says, Sean, not sure if you're linked up on Instagram. I'd like to be a guest right now on your show. Yeah, dude. If you followed me, I'll look up to see. It's just Taylor Exchange, and I haven't really been following back people. I probably should, but I'll check to see if you're on there. Go ahead and see if I'm on there, and like, or just shoot me a DM or whatever. And yeah, we can work something out, man. Because now I know how to use Streamyard. So like, just watch out, YouTube. I'm about to be coming at you with some videos, man. Ooh. Anyway, flipping Eric, dude, what's up, man? This guy, like, I love your content, dude. You're like, I don't know. I can kind of see myself having like a garage or shed full of stuff and just kind of like going about my day. But you still work full time, I think, or part time at the hospital. So like, you know, I definitely like that too. Now, Kiser, I want to get back to you, man. You were saying, and I'll tell everyone, like you said it on Cats, like you have your mom ship for you, right? Like at your house. So like that's a definite advantage in the game to have your mom, which is cool that she's able to do that. If I could convince my wife to do that, I'd be loving it. But she's cool. She'll come around. I think she'll eventually come around. So that's cool to have, right? But then you say you leave the items on your store. So do you have enough capital, I presume, so that you're able to kind of like, and you know, leave that money sitting on the shelf? Because that inventory cost is probably pretty high based off what you buy. Like,
I'll never have any issues with that. I made a lot of money over. I've been doing this for a while, so it's built up quite a bit, and now it's to the point where like,
that's awesome.
I don't know. I can't. I have a lot of money that's not being used for anything, so I need to like invest because I can only spend so much money on products, and even like I know more, and like there's never anything that's like, too expensive. Like it's either not worth buying and flipping, or
it's not like you're flipping cars, right? I mean, it's dang, man. So that's a good thing, dude. It's hard to like fathom because you said you started when you were like 13, 14, and then you said your junior year of high school, you really started getting into it. Did you just have your parents' account or you had like a dummy account?
Well, yeah, I was on my mom's. Actually, it's banned now.
It's banned now?
Yeah.
What happened, man?
I think it was the item defect rate. I didn't do it's from the returns. I think I didn't respond to the return request, or I don't remember. It's been a while.
I could see myself like in high school. If I had someone say that, I'd be like, dude, sorry about you. And I'd just like move on to the next one and not care about the analytics. But I guess eBay did. So did she show you how to resell? Your mom, was she into the game?
No, I found, I don't know exactly what, got me interested. I know I'd even wanted to do it when I was younger than that, I feel like. But there was people on YouTube back then, but pretty much, I can't remember exactly who. But pretty much anyone that was on that long ago, isn't making videos anymore.
True. Yeah, I think the life of reseller YouTubers isn't like that long.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of a new thing too.
It's more popular nowadays than it was back then, for sure.
True. Simply Dana up in the chat saying what's up to me and Kiser, and then Jen's still dropping links. That's what she does, man. And we got a little back and forth with Greg and Blood, Sweat, and Cell. What else have I missed? What's the biggest bulk deal you've done, Kiser, or tend to make?
If you watch those videos, those big, I didn't even show a very good picture of it, but these giant cameras, they're these VR cameras. That's the most I've ever spent on a deal. I spent $13,000.
13 grand on what? 3 cameras, you said?
No, there's 10 of them. So there was 10 cameras. It was like 3 pallets of stuff. This was a VR company that was like, they were the biggest company. Like Disney had backed them with like $200 million. And then it flopped finally in 2018. And so these were like the cameras that the company was actually using themselves, and some of their other equipment that they were using. And I bought it in an auction.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Dude,
And I've been trying to sell them. I sold 2 of them while I'm on this trip though. So
did you write a check or just pay cash or run your card for 13 grand?
well, it was in California, so I did wire transfer, I think.
Okay, wire transfer. That
Because
makes sense.
they'll charge you the 4% credit card fee or whatever. You don't want to pay that on 13,000.
That's a good point. Damn,
But
dude.
I don't have a reseller license, so I lost like $1,300.
I was looking into that like a couple months ago,
Yeah,
and I don't know, man. I don't know if I just need to like sit down. It's something for me. It's like a few hours to process, but I just
yeah,
don't devote that time. But I definitely know because I was looking into buying those Nintendo Switches when they were super hot, and
yeah.
I was like, man, if I buy it, like
Yeah,
I can make
that's
a
what
little bit
it
of
is.
money. But if you have that, that reseller license, then you
Yeah.
really kind of make the money. So
I wouldn't really
hey,
ever need it at a thrift
somebody
store.
do what?
I would never need I would never show a reseller license at a thrift store because it's gonna spend like 10, $15. I'm not gonna do that to save $1.
Yeah, like the time it would take for them to figure it out. But
Yeah,
the other thing with me is like I only go to the same couple in town. So like I would probably do it just so that I'd be like, yeah, I got, they may just get fast at it, hopefully.
yeah.
This is something I did to make $20. I don't know if you guys know what this is. This is the Nielsen radio ratings. So Nielsen is I don't know, man, like a survey company, and they just send you cash money. Like it used to be to tell them what you're watching on TV, and you fill it out, and they just send you dollars. So for this one, they sent my wife and me one. They gave us $5, and then we had to fill that out, and they're going to give us 20 after we fill it out. It's just what radio stations I've been listening to for 1 week, and then there's like a 10 or 30 question like questionnaire. So
Hmm.
I'm always trying to hustle, man. Like I mow lawns still, but I
Yeah,
really like mowing lawns. I mow my neighbors, it's just her and her daughter. So like when she came in, I was like, hey, yeah, I'll mow your lawn or whatever. So I've been doing that for a little while and it's great. And I'll like weed eat my wife's grandpa's shop for like, like $25. But, they like feed us and, we hang out with them. So it's kind of like a good deal. But do you ever try to do other things for money than reselling?
no, not really.
No.
Pretty much stick to this. At
Six
least
to
the money, yeah.
How much would you say you spend on items a month?
I
10 grand?
have no idea. What?
Like 10 grand? I'm not talking like exact,
No.
like, not that much. Yeah.
I mean, it depends. Like if I'm at home, I'm not spending much at all, except for if I'm buying stuff online. I don't know exactly. But like right now, I spent 1,600 yesterday, probably 700 the day before. But today I spent 100. So
I
I
see
mean,
what you're saying. You're real
thrift stores,
selective,
you
dude.
can't
That's what,
spend that much at thrift stores.
yeah, that's because it's
Yeah,
hard to. I mean, everything's so
yeah,
cheap. But I have noticed like you're really careful with what you buy. Like I'm kind of switching my strategy a little bit just because I want to see how it'll do. So I bought just dollar items from the thrift store I'll list for $29.99 with free shipping. So I'm hoping to make like 15 to 20 per item. And they're
yeah,
mainly like jeans and things like that. I just want to like learn a little bit more about brands without taking like too big a risk. And it's really easy to store because I don't have a whole lot of room, but I need to work around things in my house. I'm gonna catch up here. Brian says, I've been wanting to get a reseller's license. Dude, Brian, you figure out how to do it and then you let me know so that I can do it. Greg says, I get such good deals at my thrift store, I don't even bother, but I definitely take advantage of tax exempt retail stores whenever I'm available. Yeah, man. Definitely need to, man. If you want to like, just really save that money, I would too. Jen says, it's all good, Greg. I'll never be YouTube rich, not a big deal. It's talking about subbing and stuff and doing videos. All right, man. So let me ask you this question. I've kind of been thinking about like, do you keep track of what you're spending, or is it just like in your head, I know I'm going to make my money on this. So it's like, I
yeah,
don't even care because I've been itemizing everything. And this last month, I'm just like, dude, I know I'm going to make more money than what, I have even sitting on the shelf by the end of the month because I'm spending like 500 to 1,000 a month, maybe
yeah.
1,000, but I'm only going to thrift stores and garage sales. I'm not hitting pawn shops or retail places very often.
Yeah,
So
I don't do much retail arbitrage anymore. But like I just paid like my bank account's going up. I know, I'm making money.
something's working, right?
Yeah, I don't keep I'm not super good with the accounting. That's something I really need to work on. So I need to figure out a good way to do that.
Yeah, some people talk about the GoDaddy stuff, $9.99 a month, and
Yeah,
it keeps track of the credit card and everything you're doing like that. And then other people, like Kat was saying, she just has a CPA or whatever. And I don't know, man, because it makes sense, right? But are you paying your mom anything for all this shipping she's doing? I mean, you're probably selling like a few items a day, right? I'd imagine,
Yeah.
or like a dozen items a
She
day.
does have fun doing it. I just sent her a vacuum that I bought, but I'll probably get her like a nice gift card or something.
So you send her some of the stuff. You're like, I don't really want to sell this, but I picked up a nice vacuum. Here, mom,
It's kind of a,
I bought you a
I said,
vacuum.
if you like it, you can keep it. If not, I'll sell it when I get home. But
Okay, yeah. I tell you what, dude, I've given my mom a few pairs of shoes and stuff because I was so in the shoe game, and I'd be like, pretty much just like my store, like come to my store, try on the shoes, you can leave with them if you like them. So I have done that. I don't know, man. I'm not like, now that I've done reselling, I cannot walk into a Nike Foot Locker or whatever and be like, here's $120 for some shoes, man. Like I definitely cannot do that. Are you checking out Greg's? If it's not personal, what do you do for your 60-day total? Greg wants to know what you got going on, dude. What kind of operation?
My 90-day.
Yeah, 60 days for the new seller.
This is my 60-day.
Say what?
We'll just say this is my 60-day, but it's my 90-day. It'll just look like I'm making more.
Oh, okay. I got you. I thought you were showing the phone. And I'm like, dude, I don't see anything. I'm not seeing anything.
I don't know if that's my
46K, man. 46.7.
But that is spending a lot of money on that stuff. So
yeah, dude, that's tremendous, man.
I think half that was actually this month, it said. So
dang. Yeah, so like I think it's kind of, for me, it's like 50% of my gross is what my take home is. Maybe 50. Yeah. I don't know. It's gone up and up, but I think 50 is about going to be where it ends up leveling off. 50, 55. Mm-hmm. But yeah, dude, that's pretty good. Like whenever I decide to make the jump to do full time, I think what it's going to be is kind of like a hybrid. Like the person that I work for, the one that he partners with that does the furniture, I was talking to her about it, and her kids aren't going to take over her company. So I kind of want to learn how to do the furniture layouts and designs. Like I'm not really stylish, but I'm really good with putting things together and figuring out how things fit and how people want it to fit, especially after doing the installs. Like she'll lay it out a certain way that makes sense to her, but then the people in functionality and like how they actually want to be around it. So what I think I'm going to do is kind of try to partner with her and just jump on her jobs because they're kind of sporadic, but then start like beefing up my eBay and then eventually have a full-time income from eBay. But that 45K for a 90-day, I mean, that's what, like $6,000, $7,000 a month, maybe. So that's pretty solid, dude. I mean, you could live pretty comfortable with that if you're smart and not like trying to spend a bunch of money. But yeah, dude, that's definitely plenty of money to live off of, at least in my area. You know, it's the cost of living here in Wichita Falls is like super low, man.
Yeah,
super
ours is cheap where I live, but Arkansas. I don't know if I'm going to live there for sure. But Northwest Arkansas is pretty nice, but it's a little bit more pricey up there.
Didn't you want to go to like mountain areas? Aren't you really into the snowboarding stuff?
Well, yeah, I don't want to be that far away from everyone right now, but maybe at some point. I don't know.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
Yeah.
I don't really know where I'd want to live, man. I mean, we're pretty established here. I know my wife, if we went to a coastal area, she would make a lot more money with her degree. But yeah, with the kids, like we want to start having kids soon and everything, and we want to have like the family, the grandparents and great grandparents, everybody kind of, you know, so because they're only going to be around for like another decade or so, hopefully longer, but you know how that goes. So, all right, man, I got a couple things. Let's see. I showed you guys. I picked these up, man. So I picked. This is like watching a lot of the people doing Poshmark and the styles and stuff. So I picked up these like acid wash jeans, man, and they're like the stretch waist. Like it's called like Wild Fable. Like I don't think the brand that matters as much, but like the look, and it's got like the elastic at the bottom, right? So I paid $1 for that. I think that's one of those items that I don't think the brand's gonna matter. I think it's all about the look, you know. So I can't model it like some of these people that have the posh closets and they model their own clothes, but like paying $1 for that, I think I'm going to list it a little higher than $30. You know, it's one of those things where I'm kind of like trying to take in what I see and what I hear from YouTube. And I'm like, all right, I'm just going to try it out. $1, no big deal. Even if I don't sell it, I can throw it in the garage sale. But for my business model, because I am trying to build capital a lot faster, I'm trying to like turn over items real quick. So if I listed that for, let's say like $40, like I would take the 25 30, 40, you know, I would take anything kind of just to make at least $10 to $15. I think that's like a pretty good benchmark. And I want to get things moved within like a couple months, like 2 to 3 months at least to do that. So that's what I'm going to do for that. I don't know, man. Like I'm going to hit the garage sales up. I'm going to video some more garage sale footage. I think I'm going to like stockpile some of that and save some of those videos for whenever the garage sales stop, because some people like watching them. I think people like the what solds, but those are the only 2 types of videos I'm putting out right now. I love doing the lives, man. I love talking with other resellers. I can feel the energy through the screen, man. Like I hope you guys can kind of feel the energy I'm putting out, because like the lava lamp right now, it's going, you know, it's like, it's slow, but it is definitely going. And that's kind of like my benchmark for these videos. You know, we're at like 45 minutes. Kiser, if you have anything else you want to talk about, man, go ahead and lay it out for the people.
I want to know what's your name. So I mean, obviously your name,
yes,
but
yeah.
Taylor Exchange. So I always thought your name was Taylor.
Yeah, dude. Okay, straight up. So my name is Sean. It's spelled S-E-A-N. That's very important to me. My last name is Taylor, and I decided to go with Taylor Exchange because, did I tell you the story about that? Was I telling Kat or you? Okay, so my eBay store is taylor.bros. My brother and I, when we did like Madden, different sporting games, like our profile and the little memory card would always be like Taylor Bros. And I figured that'd be cool. And then I was kind of like hoping he'd somehow want to like give me a bunch of money to invest in inventory and like the business. But yeah, he's not going to do that. But it's all good. So I did that for the store. I tried to do that for YouTube, and Taylor Bros was taken, and I couldn't figure out a good way to have it. So I was like, well, what about like Taylor's something that has to do with like items and stuff? And I thought Matter. And then I made the YouTube account Taylor's Matter. And then my wife was like Black Lives Matter. I was like, is that the first thing you thought of? She's like, absolutely. And I was like, dude, that people aren't going to like understand. They're going to think I'm like trying to like bounce off of that. And that's not true. I just want to like be my own thing. So I was like, let's do Taylor's, and then like the commissary and the Air Force Base, the BX is there. So the base exchange, you know, that's like and on the Army bases, it's called something else, like post exchange. But I was like, exchange, that makes sense. So I decided to make it like Taylor's Exchange. So whenever I put that into YouTube, I was great, right? Like I feel like I cleared up that issue. I was all good. And then when I saw like the URL, it said like Taylor, and they took the apostrophe off of the S for exchange. So whenever you read it in full words, like picture an S in between the R and the E right there, and it's Taylor Sex Change. And I was like, oh no, like what did I do? Like I just created like one bad eBay name, like, or YouTube name, like 2 bad YouTube names. And then I was freaking out because I didn't know if I could change it. And you only get 3. You get 3 names in 90 days or else you're stuck. So I took the apostrophe off and the S off, and I just did Taylor Exchange. And I thought about doing like Sean Sales, you know, like the alliterations there and the sellings there, but I didn't want to do that, like seller, picker, that kind of thing. I just want to kind of like, just like, you know, just kind of leave it like that. And I'm pretty happy with it turned out. But yeah, a lot of people think my first name's Taylor. It's actually my last name. I was a little first name shy on YouTube, but
that's what I was figuring. I was like, that's probably his last name.
Yeah.
And I figured out Sean is your first name.
Yeah, I used to, like, growing up, if I met a girl named Taylor, I'd be like, hey, you could be Taylor, you know? And it never worked. Like, no one ever went for that. But I tried it every time because I thought it was very clever. But it wasn't that clever. 2 dudes picking. What's up, man? Welcome to the show, dude. Glad you could join. Talking with Kiser here. Reseller on the road. Kiser, man. So that's a pretty interesting name. Do you ever ask why your parents named you Kiser?
I think they knew someone. I think that was their last name, but I guess they kind of named me after
a friend's last name.
Yeah. I think that's what it was, but I don't know. I've never met another Kiser before. It's a last name more often than a first name, I think.
Oh, for sure, dude, for sure.
Yeah.
Did you ever mess with like Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh cards?
No.
You're an athlete, right?
No.
You weren't? You didn't play any sports, man?
Like 6th grade. I didn't ever play like any junior high sports or anything.
Dang, dude. How come?
I don't know. I wasn't very good at it, but I was also shorter then. I grew a little bit. I mean, I'm probably more average size now, but.
How tall are you?
5'10", maybe. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. I'm 5'9", man. I'll give you the inch, dude. It's cool. I mean, like, there's a few people that are 5'9" that are cool, like Johnny Depp. He's 5'9", Pirates of the Caribbean, Jack Black, you know, or Jack Sparrow. Yeah, nonetheless, dude, it's cool, man. But no, I played sports growing up. But the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, there's a card named Kiser, and that's exactly what I think about whenever I hear Kiser. But I think it's a cool name, dude. I think it's pretty dope. Kiser. Oh, there we go. Jennifer said her grandma's last name was Kiser, so maybe your parents thought of her. Who knows? Let's see. Jen, I wanted my name as my YouTube name as well, Brian. Yeah, dude. I mean, that's your name, right? So, like, oh, what should my YouTube name be? My name. Perfect, dude.
I could have done my name for sure. Mine.
Yeah, dude. Like Kaiser's crazy finds with a K. You know, that might be cool.
I think my name's easier to remember.
They're very funny, Greg. Sean, I thought you were over 5'9". Thanks, Eric, dude. I appreciate it, man. I'm just going to start working the camera angle, you know, like Tom Cruise does. You know, whenever he's on a set and they show they probably try to get like a legit shot of him. And then he's like, no, you need to change that angle to make me look 6 foot. Yeah, dude, 5'9". I mean, I used to think that I stunted my own growth because my dad's 5'11" and my brother's 6 foot. And, you know, like I have grandparents that are pretty tall, man. I just don't really know what happened, dude. I really don't know, man. Could have been like I don't know, toxins when you're a kid, you know, like not like plastic from China, but like beer, like cigarettes, like other things. You just never know, man. But yeah, 5'9", it's gotten me by, right? Like
that's not too short.
It's like I don't know. It's probably not the average height in America. I think that's like 5'10", but in the world, I think it's actually a little higher, higher than average. Flipping Eric said you're 5'10". Greg Stewart coming in, dude. So you got Rocky Mountain Reseller, and you got the mountains in the back, dude. I figured you were tall, man, just because of that. Like it's like a towering picture, dude. For sure, man, for sure. Brian said, now an employer Googles my name, they'll find my YouTube. Ha ha ha. Maybe, dude. There was a stat last night in the football game. I'm a huge Bears fan. Bears beat the heck out of the Bucks last night. If you guys didn't catch it, you're missing out, man. It was a great game. And there was one player Tom Brady was throwing to on the Bucks, and they made a thing at halftime. They said if you type his name into Google with Tampa Bay, he isn't even the first person to come up. Yes. There's a hockey player on the Tampa Bay team, and they just they just went to the Stanley Cup and stuff, I guess. And his name comes up first, and some white guy, and another guy. They're like, he's not even on Google, man. That's why he was having a hard time getting the ball to people. And I was thinking, like, that sucks, man. If you guys want to do something interesting with the Google searches, just type in like your item and see how high it comes up on Google, you know, and you can type it verbatim and hopefully it's number one if it's verbatim on the title. But if it's not, maybe there's some things you can add to the title to help. And, you know, maybe, I don't know, a lot of people like look at sold listings, right? So they'll open eBay. They do the sell similar. I sell similar on almost all my items pretty much.
Yeah.
I never create a listing. I don't even know how. If I tried, it'd probably take me a long time. And you can really learn a lot of stuff, man. Like I was listening to somebody and they just typed in gently worn shoes, right? Or well-worn shoes. And it's actually a whole section of women's shoes that have the women's feet in the photo. And it's for like a foot fetish type person that's going to buy it. I'm telling you, it's like crazy looking shoes. It's just feet. And it's like, that's a whole market on eBay. That's why I think eBay is so.
Let's stay away from that.
It's so interesting. But I actually thought, like, could I put my feet in some shoes and sell it to some crazy foot person? I don't know. Would you do that for the sale? Like, you're kind of whoring out your shoes, right? Or your feet. But I don't know if I could do it. But just to know that that's a thing is pretty tremendous, right? So, yeah, the solds, you can definitely find some crazy stuff. Like, I love watching people's channels that focus in on things that I just don't even consider. The only problem with that is when you think you can go look at the glasses section, I'm not going to be able to find what Kiser finds because of his wealth of knowledge of like doing all the searches, all the times he's typed it into Google to see whether it's a hit or not. And a lot of times in this game, it comes down to like weeding out the bad stuff and finding the good stuff. And then eventually not even having to look up the good stuff because you just know that's money sitting on the shelf. Let's see. Two dudes picking. I'm 5'6", but my license says 5'7", dude. There you go, man. Every inch counts.
How much you want.
Do what?
At least, all right. When I got mine, they just ask how tall you are. They don't measure you. So.
You told them 6 foot.
5'10".
Okay, you didn't add. Yeah, so you didn't add nothing.
No, I think that's about what I haven't really measured, but.
Yeah. Are you, dude? Okay, so how long have you been growing the hair, man?
let's see, I think I cut it in my senior year, and I've never had like short hair, but it was shorter, and then I really haven't cut it much. I mean, I trimmed it, but
Do you
it's
just trim it
about
yourself, dude? Do you just like hold it down and like trim it?
I think my mom or my sister cut it, but
So your
yeah,
mom cuts your hair and does your shipping, dude. You got
I
to
don't,
start paying her.
I've had a haircut like once in like a couple of years, so
Yeah, I actually told my wife to start cutting it, and she was doing pretty good. But then I only cut it every like 8 weeks to like 12 weeks, and then she like kind of has to relearn. So the last time she kind of went a little high in the back, but it was fine. So she was like just telling me to go to an actual barber or whatever. And I was like, dude, I don't want to pay. Like, I'm so cheap, dude. I don't even want to pay like $10 for a haircut, and that's really cheap. It's usually like 25, dude. Jen Hayes coming in at 5'8". Everyone just put your height in the chat, dude. I'm curious. I want to see who the tallest person in here. Greg is 6'2". So if anyone can beat that, that's crazy. And let me know, or let me tell you something about being 6'2". If you're 6'2", you're taller than 98% of the humans on this planet. So that's a pretty interesting stat if you're 6'2". There's a Ronning hockey player, Brian. Very cool. I found an awesome name for the internet. Baldy Pow. Google that. It's all me. Okay. Go ahead and do that if you like. If you want some fun type, do a barrel roll into Google. Nah, dude. All right, now we're just okay. Let's get off the Google searches. Do not just type random things into Google. If you want to type in your listings, you might find it, but don't follow the advice of this chat. It's not safe. I don't think it's safe at all. Dana's just laughing about it. Try says Google has quite a few of those Easter eggs. Huh. He's a computer person, so he would know. All right, man. Oh, let's see. I'm like, Dana. Brian says he's 6 foot. All right, dude. That's pretty great, man. So 17 people watching. We've got 10 likes, dude. Likes are coming in strong. We're doing pretty well on that aspect. I want to know, Kiser, you were on a 10-day trip, right?
12 days so far.
12 days so far. So when do you decide to come home? Are you like, all right, I only have enough money to get, or no, you got plenty of money. So you're like, I'm burnout. I need to come home. Or how's it work?
I'm doing a loop right now. So I started in Arkansas, and I basically worked through Tennessee, through North Carolina. Then I'm just barely in Virginia right now.
Okay.
And I was originally, it's taken a little bit longer than I thought.
Yeah.
But I was thinking I could go like all the way to Maine and just get some mileage in. But they're like restricting all the quarantining and stuff up in those like New York and Jersey and Connecticut. All those people are like really bad about enforcing it. So like they want you to do a 2-week quarantine and all this stuff. And they have like big fines, and I don't really want to get fined a bunch of money.
Yeah. Hopefully this stuff kind of dies down next year, but who knows, man.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, when you said going through Tennessee, like you're a single guy, right? You're not married or anything. You have a girlfriend? Do you ever, and you got to eat on the road, right? Do you eat at restaurants or fast food, or do you make your own food?
Usually fast food. I tried doing sandwiches myself one time, and it didn't work out good.
Yeah, like forgot to ice the cooler down, had a bunch of moldy sandwiches in there, and you're like, damn. Okay, so in Tennessee, do you ever see like a woman you're at a store and you're like, hey, you're the only 10 I see? Have you tried that one?
Nope.
It probably will work, man. It's like just cheesy enough that it's definitely going to be something you should try. Media Marauder, probably one of the cooler names in the chat. I mean, I love alliteration, and that is just enough with the Media and the Marauder. Like, I like it, man. I think of Borderlands 2, if you guys know that game. It's a great game. They have Marauders in there. They're easy to take down, so I don't know if that's where you got your name from, but that's what I always think of when I see you, man. He has a pretty cool channel. Go check him out. All right, man. Let's see. So if you would give me some advice, if you could give me some advice, guys, you're like, you're younger than me. I'm 29. I just turned 29 last month. You're 21, but you've been reselling longer and you've been on the road a lot longer than I have. If you had to give me some advice for like a road trip, let's just say it's a 3-day weekend and I'm going to go for 2 days, right? How should I plan that trip? And what are some of the places I should hit, man?
So like, let's say you're going to go like Dallas.
Okay.
Some people talk about like looking up like the different
stores.
Well, like different like areas of like how much money people have and stuff, and like planning out and that. And I've never done that. I mean, I just do Google searches. I do Yelp searches, and most people map it all out. I don't do that. It might save time doing that. I just kind of plan it as I go. But you do need to know you need to know what you're looking for good, because when you're on the road, you know, if you're paying for hotels, you know, paying for all the gas, all that stuff, it's more, there's more at risk, I guess. I mean, you got to have,
Dangerous, right?
well, like I mean, I'm fine if I don't find something for a day, but in my head, it's like I just wasted a day. So I've still got,
Oh,
I
from the
don't know.
business aspect of it. Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know. You gotta have a good amount of knowledge. So I mean, the more knowledge you have, the more likely you are to pick up something. So
I think okay. So this is just me spitballing, man, just off the top of my head. For me, trying to make that $10 minimum, like I feel like I'd have a little more leeway on what to buy because I
yeah,
could see like that profit there, like $40, $50 items, I can see that. But you're kind of going for like bigger items. And have you like always done that, or since you've gotten more money, you're like, all right, I think I need to start getting more, like make it worth my while, right?
yeah. I mean, at first I would have done cheaper stuff, but since I've started reselling, I think the priority minimum was probably like $5 when I first started. So you know
Yeah.
that jumped up almost $3, and so all the prices have gone up on shipping. So that affects stuff. And then, you know, when I was younger, I would sell stuff cheaper and I'd be fine with that. But I don't know. You just gotta just depend. Like, I don't know. I would do garage sales at the beginning, so I mean, wasn't finding as good of stuff. And if I knew what I know now, like back then, I would have
Right.
made some money.
Yeah.
And if I
That's the
could have
whole deal,
traveled
man.
like this, like 5 years ago, I would have been making some cash.
Yeah.
I think it would
And
have been a lot
it's
better.
still there, and it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
more competitive, right? And you got to have like a better eye, and you got to know how much stuff's going to ship for, right? So,
I would have had to have someone help me out on trips, like a couple, like 5 years ago. I mean, just to help me like pack everything up every day.
just even
I think.
drive too. I mean, like that takes like energy to sit in the highway or whatever, I mean, I know you say you listen to streams, you watch all my videos, I'm sure over and over again, but
Sometime.
um yeah, man. Okay, so like road trip to Dallas. I don't know, like I guess next time I go,
How far are you?
how far? It's actually not bad, man. I'm like 2 hours away, maybe an hour 45, to Louisville. But I went to Waco recently, and then I
Mhm.
went to Abilene. Like we had a couple days off, my wife and I. So I definitely went thrifting there, and it's kind of like casual thrifting. It wasn't
You
like,
got
all right,
some pretty
I have
good
like
pawn
this much
shops there
pawn shops.
in Waco.
Yeah. Waco was more for my wife. She wanted to see the fixer upper stuff. So we just hit like a couple places at the end, just a couple of
Mhm.
the Goodwills and stuff. And
They're not
I
very
did all right.
expensive.
It's fun because the only thing that's like not fun about it is like the Goodwills are laid out different, or the thrift stores are
They
laid
have a
different.
lot of. They sell a bunch of new crap in those Goodwills. Did you
Yeah,
say
a
that? Like
bit.
half the store is new stuff that I don't know, it's kind of annoying.
I think they're starting to get into like those the what do you call it, the return pallet places, like the ones you're seeing where they have just the bins and they have all that new stuff, kind of like uh cash saver, not cash savers, like Dirt Cheap and Ollie's is here. I mean,
Yeah.
stuff like that. They're kind of turning into that and then just like putting a price for the day or
It
whatever. I think
varies so much by city and state, though. Like how
the
much
variation.
Goodwill change, yeah.
Are you talking about price or just how
But
they
just like the way they lay out their stores, like some stores won't sell certain stuff. Um, like a lot of like one of my main things I'm looking for is glasses.
You just love them, dude.
And
Do you just draw to them? Like when you go in there, you
it's
like,
like
I'm sure you go like
I
this.
see
Okay,
like a big
Kaiser,
bin full of
hang on, Kaiser.
glasses.
Hang on a second. My channel. So when you go in the store, does like the AC hit and your hair like goes flying and you're just like, where are your glasses at? Or do you just like see the glasses and you just like dart to the glasses?
I
Like
know
how do you
they're
do that?
somewhere in there.
Yeah, there's somewhere.
But yeah, when I see like a nice bin of glasses, I like headed towards that. I'm like, I'm gonna get some good stuff in
Do you
there.
get amped up? Like, does your heart start beating and you're just like, dude, like, all glasses? Because you're talking about one where there were so many in the bin that you're like, I couldn't thoroughly like lay them out on the floor.
Yeah,
But have you thought about that though? Like, dude, this is a store. I'm trying to respect it, but I'm gonna find my
I've
glasses.
done that, but
You definitely have poured, like, dumped them out or set them out on the floor.
mhm.
Pretty wild, dude. Let me catch up to the chat, man. I see Nana Tink came in here throwing out the purple hearts, dude. Way to go. Appreciate that. Yeah, Jen has been hanging out for a while, man. I really appreciate it. I appreciate everybody in here, actually. So Greg says pawn shops are definitely something you seem to have a niche on, Kiser. Don't hear many people talk about sourcing at pawn shops. You tell us a little bit about it, man. Some of the key, let's call them buzzwords.
First off, he's from Pueblo, Colorado, I think, and I think there's actually some pretty good pawn shops there.
Really?
They have
Pueblo, Colorado, man.
yeah,
Greg, if that's where you're from, dude,
there's good stuff there. So he's got a good area for pawn shop. But
isn't Easy Pawn the one you were saying to like hit up?
Easy Pawn, Cash America. There was in North Carolina, there was a few chains there. So from what for the most part, pawn shops, you want chain pawn shops.
You want chain ones?
Yeah, because they're not going to sell on eBay. They don't have time.
Oh, heck yeah.
One, they're going to list everything exactly eBay price, if not higher, and they're going to be selling on eBay themselves. But it's like super hard for like Easy Pawn has like probably hundreds of stores. It would be it'd be really hard for them to manage all that stuff.
Yeah.
And they have way too much inventory.
Okay. That's great, dude. That is great information. And it makes sense, dude. I mean, it makes perfect sense. And do you ever just call them out, though? Like, do you go into those small mom and pop shops, the pawn shops, and you're just like, dude, the listing's right here. Like, I see you've listed this item. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I haven't seen, like, their listing. I've seen it maybe a few times, but a lot of times, like, there were some prices today that were way too high. I didn't find anything at the pawn shops today. But then yesterday, I found stuff in almost every shop. And
dang, man. Dude, and that's what sales is, right? Like, it's kind of just, you're going to have those big days and you're going to have those days where you don't find nothing, but you might learn something, you know?
Yeah. So there's like certain stuff at pawn shops that they buy that no one's ever going to buy walking in the store. And then you can sell on like, pretty fast on eBay. And so that's, some of the best stuff to buy, like
camera stuff.
I had there were some high-end pneumatic, like air-powered. They were like called a clip.
Yeah, impact stuff, impact drills.
But they were not drills. They're some specialized tool for working on aircraft.
Oh, okay.
And so they're like $700 each new, but no one's ever going to buy that in the pawn shop. And they just see, oh, it's $700 new. We're going to give them so much money for it. But like they had it for 2 years, and they gave me all 5 of those for $80. Originally, I think they were at $200 a piece.
Okay, so that's what I was going to get to next. When you identify something like that, I know Easy Pawn will have like, this is the price for like this set of months, and then it goes down until like I think 6 months or something, and then they have a drop dead price. Do you just tell them like, look, what would you like for all this, or how do you do that negotiation?
So like some people have like talked about how you can negotiate and like do like the walkaway method. Like that never works at Easy Pawn because they could care less. They don't get commission.
Okay.
If you don't buy it, they're like, okay. For the most part, every once in a while, they have like goals and stuff they're supposed to make. But so the price will mark, down the months, and then sometimes you can get them to go a little bit more. Usually they won't do anything for at least like 30 days.
Okay.
But I always like, even if I find something for like, if it's like cheap, I won't do this. But say something's $80, always at least try to get them to go $80 out the door, which is including tax. But if you had a reseller license, that would be nice on some of those things.
Okay, so you're pretty much you're trying to ask like the 10%. I guess you're just like, hey, will you just take the 80? And that's cash, so right? Like
I do a card usually.
You still do your card, and they'll do that though sometimes?
Yeah, usually. I mean, that's usually I'll get an out the door price. And you really never know like what they're getting. Like yesterday there was something priced at $1,200 that I knew I could get like over $2,000 for. So I knew he would work on it a little bit, because that's a high-end item. They're going to go down a little bit more percentage-wise, probably on an item like that. So I ended up offering $800 out the door, which would really be like $730 or something plus tax probably, and we ended up settling at $900 on that. So I got more than, because I got $300 off the price, but at like $1,200 that would have been like $100 of tax. So I really saved like $400.
Yeah. No, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Dude, killing it in the pawn shop game, dude. I like hearing that.
You always want to get out the door on your price.
Always get out the door on
your pricing. You don't want to pay a tax.
Because that's something they're going to like hide from you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, so out the door is a buzzword. That's the buzzword I was thinking of, like out the door pricing. That's
And then
excellent.
some of the local pawn shops, like I don't think they record the sales sometimes, so they're just like, yeah, just give me. So we'll do cash and not charge you tax. But the chain pawn shops won't do that. They record everything, right?
I see. But then you said the ones that do the cash probably are like they're resellers. You know, they're like solo operations.
A lot of times, every once in a while, you'll get something, but
they're on eBay. Yeah, just like Greg was saying there.
Right.
So, do you ever go to those garage sales where it's like a reseller and you're like, come on, man, like, dude?
I have had like there was one time, I mean, it just made me mad because like there was stuff that the guy obviously hasn't messed with in so many years. He didn't care about it. But then as soon as I pick up each item and try to get all the parts to it, $50, $100. And so that annoys me at garage sales or flea markets or whatever, where like stuff they don't even know they have. Then you like find it and bring it to them, and then they want like retail price on it.
Yeah, dude. I've done that a couple times with like chargers, you know. Like some people know the price of like a DeWalt charger. They're like, you know, can be $40-$50. And then they're like, they see you looking at it, especially if you pull the phone out, right? Yeah. And they're just like trying to figure out how much you're willing to pay. And it's like, dude, that's not the way. I guess that's the way to do it, but it's not really the way to do it. Like it's better. But I'm just talking about the ones where you go there and it's like, you could tell they're the kind of people that buy all the dollar items at a garage sale or at a thrift store. And then when they have the garage sale, they want like $5 for all their items. And they're just like $4. I'm like, no, dude, I came here to pay like 50 cents, man. Like, I don't want to pay $4 for this. I know where you bought it from. I saw you at the store buy it, you know. But I don't know, dude. It's just some of those things. Like, I don't know what's worse. Like, being someone going to a garage sale to try to find some deals and finding out it's a reseller, or having a garage sale and seeing people drive by your garage sale, like slow down, look, and then like speed off. That's a pretty bad feeling, man. I don't know how many of you resellers out there have your own garage sales. I'm pretty much like pushing stuff out. If somebody picks up the item, like they're going to take it with them because I don't want to bring it back inside and I don't really want to take it to Goodwill, which is fine. Speaking of Goodwill, this came up in my mind. You've seen like the pallet videos. People are buying these pallets from Goodwill and then they're like getting them for great prices. I talked to the manager at the Goodwill in my store and they were like, I don't know, man. Maybe I said it wrong, but I said, hey, I'm interested in buying some of like the pallets of items for sale. Like, or, you know, and I said, I'm willing to spend like a couple $100. Like that's kind of how I put it, just to put it out there that I have hundreds of dollars to spend. And she thought I was talking about the actual pallet, like the wooden pallet. I was like, no, I don't want the pallet. They're like, you mean like the Gaylord box? And I was like, yeah, like the y'all's inventory that comes on the pallets, you know? And they're like, oh, no, I cannot do that. And I was like, dude, but why? Like, and then, you know, but why? And dude, she didn't give me a straight answer. And I was just like, I was kind of
trouble.
Do what?
They'd probably get in trouble. It's all, I mean, all of Texas is not the same, but it'll be like Texas is so big, they'll have different sections for the Goodwill, but it'll probably be like Eastern, you know, Texas, Goodwill, will all be in a.
Yeah, hers was a couple in Oklahoma and then like a couple in Texas. But it's not about being in trouble. It's just like, is that like something you'll do? And maybe I should be like, well, here's all the money I've spent at this store in the last couple months. Like, does that change your mind? And I wasn't being rude about it, but man, I was so deflated because she thought I wanted to buy the pallets. And when she said, she's like, yeah, I can get all those pallets. I said, no, I don't want the wooden pallets. And she was just like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought you did. I was like, I want the stuff, man. And I don't know, man. It's just kind of like, but why? You know, it'd just be so much kind of fun and it'd be interesting, you know, something new maybe to try.
Have you ever negotiated prices at thrift stores? I know you have the cheapest thrift stores out there, so.
I think I have the cheapest ones on the planet. So I kind of like, I love talking to people, man. I love making somebody's day. I love just kind of making somebody feel better. So I do that all the time with the people that work there. And when I go up there, man, I'm constantly joking and laughing and like asking them how they're doing. A lot of times they either don't price the stuff, like they'll just pass it along, or they'll price it for 99 cents. You know, sometimes it's regular price, but yeah, if they have those color days, the best joke at a Goodwill is when they ask, do you have any of this color or whatever? Because some of them will, like the good employees will ask that. I'll tell them all of them are that color. I said, I hit the jackpot, and dude, it gets them every time. So I definitely do that. And yeah, man, I mean, look, dude, I'm buying a lot of stuff. Like they claim refurbished. She literally said this to me. She said the reason I can't sell you the pallets is because every one of our items we either refurbish and like send to third world countries, or we send to like the rag bins and stuff. I was like, so you guys don't throw away any items? And they said no. And I was just kind of like rolling my eyes in my head. But she said that was the reason. I said, well, let me tell you this. I said, can I offer you to, like, if I buy one of those Gaylords, I'll just take back everything I don't sell to this Goodwill? And she was just like, no, I can't do that. Because, and she like repeated herself. And I was like, come on, man.
But you want the unprocessed returns, or the unprocessed inventory, not the stuff they didn't sell, right? I like the stuff that hasn't been in the store yet. You want the stuff that just got donated.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So, and dude, some people get away with it. Like, some people are able to go in the back of these places, right? So, like, I've never
one thrift store
in 6 years, right? So, how'd it feel, man? Did you feel like you're at Santa's house, like in the workshop, and you're just like, where are the glasses? Like,
it was this store in Houston, and it was kind of overpriced. And I forgot what I was doing. I was just looking at the electronics, and this guy, I started talking to him, and he worked there. He said, "Oh, come in the back with me. I'll show you around." And this was a pretty big thrift store, and they had like all kinds of stuff. So he would let me look through. Like, they had almost as much inventory in the back as they did on the floor, and they actually had it organized at this place. A lot of stores just kind of throw in piles. But I bought a few electronics. We kind of made deals on those.
Did he know you were selling? Like, how do you know to bring you back there?
I don't even remember. I think he had like a tool bag because he was like doing a shelf or something. And I was looking at the bag. He's like, "Oh, that's mine," and I forgot. I don't remember how exactly it started, but
that's cool.
And then I asked if they had any glasses. So then there's this big bin of glasses, and I started looking through and pulling like Maui Jims and Ray-Bans and good brands out of there. And then like the manager comes over there, and she's like, "What is he doing back here?" And he got in trouble with that. She's like, "No, he has to put back every pair of those. We sell these on eBay." I was like,
"Oh, great, dude."
And he was a volunteer there. He's like, "I just do this for fun."
So you didn't get the okay, scratch that, dude. So you did not get the true back of the store treatment. You got the volunteer, and they're not volunteer, dude. They're like court ordered. You got like the court ordered.
This guy was like an older guy.
Okay.
So it wasn't a Goodwill.
Sorry, my imagination's running away, dude. But it sounds like he snuck you back there. And whenever the main manager, maybe the same manager that talked to me about the pallets, she pulled you by the hair and she said, "Get out of here, Kiser. I'm through with you." That's crazy.
I've had some weird. If I could have like recorded all the stuff, like on all these trips, I would have like mostly Craigslist deals. I've had some weird stuff on there.
What do you mean? Give us like an example, because when you say that, my mind's all over the place, dude. Like,
so I don't know. So I was in Arizona. My friend went on this big trip with me to California.
Okay. The Grand Canyon trip, right?
What?
Did you go to the Grand Canyon?
No, because we were going along because we were like closer to Mexico.
Okay.
I think we went to like Phoenix in Arizona, and let's see. So like I thought I was gonna meet this guy at a location. He gave me his address because he couldn't leave, and so we go into this like trailer park, and then I park, and I get out, and the guy opens his fence, lets me in, and then closes the gate and puts a lock on it.
Oh.
So I was like, "What the heck?" Like, I don't even have like a knife on me, I don't think.
Yeah.
And then we walk in their like trailer, and I was supposed to be buying these VCRs. They were supposed to be brand new. And then I get in there, and like, I don't know, there's some weird people in there. Just
I can imagine.
Like a straight hallway, and people like, I guess his family were like walking. I don't know. They kind of looked inbred.
So you had a Hills Have Eyes kind of family in Arizona here.
It was really weird. And my friend, because he saw they closed the gate like that, he's like,
was he outside the gate or inside with you?
He was in the car because I just thought I was going to get out for a second.
Okay.
It was a really, really weird deal. And I just bought the visa. I spent a bunch of money too. I just was getting out of there.
Well, yeah, he had you, dude. He had you locked in.
And then he's like, "Oh, I just put this lock on here so people don't try to get in." Or it wasn't actually locked, but that was a really, really weird deal.
So he dummy locked you in.
But they were strange people.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
I don't think they were all there either.
when it comes down to like the Craigslist, the Facebook meetups, man, even me being someone who talks a lot, people will kind of look at me and be like, who the heck is it? Like, I just want the money, or like, give me the money and I'll give you the stuff. But if you guys ever see like those Xbox controllers on Craigslist or like Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp, whatever it is, almost every time I've went to buy one, which is like 3, they have the battery back in the picture, right? And then they try to give you the controller without it, because that's like,
What was it?
like the little thing that goes in the back of the Xbox. I think it's the battery of the controllers. They always have that in the picture, and then they take it out, and then they just have that, and they're like, well, yeah, you said $10 or even 5. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I thought it was like the whole controller. And they're just like, no, I wouldn't do that. And they obviously just want drug money. And I'm kind of like, dude, I'll cave your chest in with my 5'9" self. But like, I just don't know, man. Like, why do I go do it? I don't know. I feel like it's a good deal, but I'm kind of getting away from those type of local deals because of that. You know, a lot of them are drug dealers or drug users, just people like trying to get any type of cash. And you're like, the deal, if it's too good to be true, it kind of likely is. Like, I did pick up a Nintendo Switch for $120 at like I think it was like April or May. I think it was May. And I sold it like the next day. And the guy, his wife wanted him to sell it. Like, she said he was playing it too much. And he's like, yeah, she don't want me playing it. Because I was like, is this your kid's game? He's like, no, it's mine. And I was like, oh. I felt bad about buying it because I could tell he really liked it. But at the same time, I made some good money on it, and yeah, I gave him his $120 or whatever. So it came with 2 games too, man.
And that's like the thing about pawn shops is, you know, people that need drugs, they'll steal anything and sell it just, you know. So some of that stuff, like I get something worth $1,000 and I pay 100, or, you know, something crazy cheap. You know, they sold it for less than that, or, you know, sometimes the pawn shop's losing money on stuff, but sometimes people are getting, you know, like a 20th of what it's worth, you know. It's just like a normal person's not going to do that.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, hey, dude, we've been on for an hour and 20 minutes. I'm going to wrap this up. If you guys want to check out Friday Night Live, that's going to be Sumo Thrift and I forgot her name already, dude. Lorena, Sweet Texas Finds. Go check them out. They're on right now. I'm probably going to go check them out. Maybe later, though. I'm going to hang out with my wife for a little bit. Kiser, dude, I had a great time having you on the show, man. I definitely want to do this. If you want to run the stream on your channel, we can do that sometime. And then some of you guys in the chat, if you want to get on the channel with me, hit me up, Taylor Exchange on Instagram. Send me a DM. Let me know what you're all about. We can have you on the show. Have a good time. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Kiser, last words, man. Last words. What do you guys say?
Get out there and make some money.
Get out there and make some money. You heard it here first, guys. I appreciate it. Ending the stream right now. Thanks for joining. Later, guys. Have a good weekend.